Greetings to all. Beta, class 7 social science. We are discussing chapter 1 of civics. We are discussing about equality. We have discussed about the case of Kanta, that how uh, a political equality is practiced in India, but even we find very a number of many kinds of inequalities in our society, means like economic inequality. We are discussing inequality based on religion, inequality based on caste system. So see the last para of the page, that how our government tries to uh, abolish the different kinds of inequalities in our society. The two ways in which the government has tried to implement the equality that is guaranteed in the constitution is first through laws, and through laws, please underline this. The first is through laws, and second through government programs or schemes to help disadvantaged communities. There are several laws in India that protect every person's right to be treated equally. In addition to laws, the government has also set up several schemes to improve the lives of communities and individuals who have been treated unequally for several centuries. These schemes are to ensure great opportunity for people who have not had this in the past. So here we are discussing about some of the policies and programs of the government which have been started for the betterment of the underprivileged people, or the people who were not given such kind of privileges since centuries in our society. One of the steps taken by the government includes the midday meal scheme. Please underline this. midday skill Midday meal scheme. This refers to the program introduced in all government elementary schools to provide children with cooked lunch. Tamil Nadu was the first state in India to introduce this scheme, and in 2001, the Supreme Court asked all state governments to begin this program in their schools within 6 months. So, under midday meal scheme, the children from the poor family, they are given lunch, cooked lunch in the school, and the children, they enrolled themselves in the schools just in order to have lunch. And Tamil Nadu was the first Indian state to start this scheme. Next is this program has had many positive effects. These include the fact that more poor children have begun enrolling and regularly attending schools. Teachers reported that earlier children would often go home for lunch and then not return to school, but now, with the midday meal being provided in school, their attendance has improved. Their mothers, who earlier had to interrupt their work to feed their children at home during the day, now no longer need to do so. This program has also helped reduce caste prejudices because children of all castes in the school eat this meal together, and in quite a few places. Now, see, uh, under this midday meal scheme, the children from the poor family, they started coming to school regularly. Why? Because earlier they when they used to go to their homes for lunch, they they didn't come to school back after lunch. But now, as they are provided lunch, cooked lunch in the school, they need not to go to their homes, and in hope of getting lunch in the school, they are coming to schools. And because the children of all social groups, they sit together for taking lunch, so caste distinctions are also avoided or reduced. Dalit women have been employed to cook the meal. The midday meal program also helps reduce the hunger of poor students who often come to school and cannot concentrate because their stomachs were empty. Yes, this is also this was a big problem, that children from the poor families, as they had no meal in the morning, and with empty stomach they could not concentrate on their studies. But now they are being given lunch in the school, so they're getting nutritious food in school, and they started concentrating on their studies now more effectively. So this is one of the benefits. Next is, while government programs play an important role in increasing equality of opportunity, there is much that still needs to be done. While the midday meal program has helped increase the enrollment and attendance of poor children in school, there continues to be big difference in our country between schools, and that the rich attend and those that the poor attend. Even today, there are several schools in the country in which Dalit children like Om Prakash Valmiki are discriminated against and treated unequally. These children are forced into unequal situations in which their dignity is not respected. This is because people refuse to think of them as equal even though the law requires it. Yes, this is also one situation that even now some of the children from Dalit families, they are not respected or they are not given equal status in our society. The people of other caste they'll treat such children and uh, disregard them, and they refuse to think, or they refuse to take these students or these children of the lower caste people as their equal. They do not give them due respect on the basis of caste only. So this is one story from, see, under the picture this is Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. See it. uh, it is disgraceful to live at the cost of one's self-respect. Self-respect is the most vital factor in life. Without it, man is a cipher. To live worthy with self respect, one has to overcome difficulties. It is out of hard and careless struggle alone that one derives strength, confidence, and recognition. Really, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, he belonged to a so called untouchable family. He strived hard to get his self respect. The same is said here, that a person has to work hard, strive hard in order to get his self respect, because without self respect a person is like zero. Man is mortal, everyone has to die someday or the other, but one must resolve to lay down one's life in enriching the noble ideals of self respect, and in bettering one's human life. Nothing is more disgraceful for a brave man than to live life devoid of self-respect. Really, if person doesn't get respect in the society, he is disrespected, he is ill-treated by others, and he's not able to get due respect in society, then the life is of no use. Means one person should work or struggle to get equality in the society. Otherwise, the life of a person is like a zero, of no value. I think, are you get you all have got it? Yes, beta. Hanji. So the next is, see, one of the main reasons for this, next para, that attitudes change very slowly. Even though persons are aware that discrimination is against the law, they continue to treat people unequally on the basis of their caste, religion, disability, economic status, and because they are women. Means here here we are discussing about ill treatment, about uh, bad behavior with some of the people on the basis of their caste, color, creed, gender, etc. So it is only when people begin to believe that no one is inferior, and that every person deserves to be treated with dignity, that present attitudes can change, establishing equality in a democratic society. It is continuous struggle and one in which individuals as well as various communities in India contribute to, and you will read more about this in the book. Hanji. So this is up to now we have discussed about various kinds of inequalities based on caste, color, gender, religion, language, etc. So if you have any question, any query up to now, you can discuss with me in the class tomorrow. Have a nice day.